morning and welcome to stage 3 of the big plan. So if you're not sure what the plan is, I did explain it in stage 1 and I'll put a link to that up in the top corner there. But today we're on stage 3 and that is taking down this laurel here. So this once was a laurel hedge, but as you can see, nothing's been done to it for years, so it is extremely overgrown. Now a few years ago I did cut a couple of branches off that overhung onto that side, so as you can see somehow through here, this branch here, where I cut it off, it's all sprouted back out. So I'm not going to kill this laurel by doing this, it is just all going to re-sprout out and regrow. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. As you can probably hear, it is a little bit windy today. We have got some sunshine, which is a nice change rather than the rain that we've had most of the year. So yeah, it's just a case of working my way through slowly, piece at a time, trying to fell it without it landing on my new shed and without it going the wrong way and landing on my greenhouse over there. So yeah, let's make a start. So maybe it would have been a good idea to have moved the camera stand before cutting that branch up. Not to worry, I mean it's a little bit bent, but I can still work with this. Great, well things seem to be going okay at the moment, but I hurt my elbow yesterday, I don't know how, and it is really starting to play up again. So I'm thinking it'd be nice to get this whole lot down, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that today. But if I can get this section down, I'll be happy. So yeah, we're now at the stage of reverse pickup sticks, because the next section to take out would be this one here, but when you get up to here, it's actually leaning on another branch, so that would cause problems. It would fall in weird directions. So I could take that branch out next, but that's right in the middle of the cluster there, plus it get hooked on the branch below it over there. I could take the branch below it over there out first, but again that's right in the middle of the cluster, and also there's more of a risk of that one falling into my garden that way. So I'm thinking the best thing to do is probably stand on the stack of bricks, which sounds highly safe, and just trim this small section off here, and then I can take this big one out, and then I can get to the next section to pull it this way. So yeah, right. Right, well, we're onto this branch now, and this is what happens when you're running with a chainsaw without thinking it through fully first. So I don't want that branch to land in the garden because I don't want to crush the plants in the garden. I don't really want it to land on the bricks either, but I mean, there's some limitations to my skill here. So the thought was, I've got that other branch below it, so if I cut a bird's beak on it, I should be able to get it to fell this way. But if it all goes wrong, it lands on the branch below, so it won't go in the garden, it'll just land on the bricks over here. So I've cut the bird's beak in, I've cut it from the back, and what I didn't account for was the fact that there's quite a lot of weight in that branch, and it wants to go into the garden. So what I need to do is tie a rope around it and pull it this way, because there's nowhere safe I can stand down there. Now if I thought about it first, I would have tied a rope onto it first, because I mean it's obvious there's quite a lot of weight there, but yeah, wasn't entirely thinking it through. So right, now to try and find a rope, try and get it tied on there, bearing in mind that I've only got a tiny little bit holding it on at the bottom there. So yeah, we'll try and do this from a distance as well. Come on, are you helping Paul or what? Well, that is exactly where I wanted it. Excellent. Right. Well, the camera battery went flat while I was cutting that last branch, but you didn't miss out on much. I decided after that it might be a good idea to have some lunch. So I'm now back from lunch. I'm looking at these last few bits. I'm also looking at how big that is. That really does go quite a long way up there. But yeah, I'm going to try and get these last few sections down. Like I say, the one at the bottom would be the easiest one to cut, but I don't want anything falling into my garden, so I'm going to use that as the last one, and hopefully if anything goes wrong they'll land on that and go this way, which is what I want. So right, let's get the saw back out. Right, well we're on to one of the more problematic ones here. So I'm going to try and cut a bird's beak in and get it to fall this way, although I'm pretty sure it's going to land on the bricks there, but I don't want it going into my garden. So I've tied a rope around it, I've used a slip knot to get that up there nice and tight, and I'm taking it around this large hazel clump there, so it's not going that way, but hopefully I can get it to go this way and not straight down onto the pile of bricks. If it does, it's not too much of a problem, but it would just be easier with it on the path up here. It'd be easier to work on it. So right, let's give it a try. Right, well I think I'm going to stop there for today. I'm not even halfway along, but I'm very aware because I've got a rather large pile of stuff that I still need to deal with here, and I'd like to do that before the end of the day. So yeah, I'm thinking this is enough down for now. Let's deal with what we've got. But comparing this to this morning, I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. I've opened up a view that I'd never had before. But not only that, I've also allowed light down to my greenhouses there, so I might actually be able to grow something in them this year. But yeah, all I've got to do now is deal with this lot. I don't think my little electric shredder's going to cut it this time. Now that's more like it. I knew there was a reason I was building a ramp up to this shed. Right, well that's the bulk of it through. The other little bits that I've missed, I'm going to put through the electric shredder. I'm sure the neighbours will be fed up with the noise of this by now, so it seems silly for me to faff with these last few little bits when I've got something that's a lot quieter. Obviously it's made quite a amount of wood chips that I'll need to spread out over that way. I've still got some tidying up to do down here, so I'm going to get on and do that. But as you can see, the sun's already gone behind the mountains, so I'm going to lose the light any minute. So I'll show you what this all looks like in the morning, so see you in a bit. Right, well it's the next day. By the time I finished tidying up, it was too dark to see, but I think I did a pretty good job. Now obviously I didn't worry about getting every single leaf, because still got more laurel to take down, and when I do, it's going to make more of a mess. So I think for now, I've done sufficient. But yeah, the great big mound of wood chip that was down here, I've spread that all out, so I've got a nice flat walkway across here again now, and the extra went down the bank so it can sit there and rot down. The logs themselves, I've left stacked up there. I don't actually know what I'm going to be doing with them. I mean, I could just turn them into firewood, but that seems a little bit of a shame. I'm thinking the log edging along the path here looks quite nice, so I might carry on with that at some point, or I might find something else to do with them. So make sure you subscribe so you can find out what I do with those. But yeah, the brick shed here is now nice and open above that, so when I do come to rebuild the shed, obviously I don't have to worry about things falling on it, which would be absolutely excellent. But for now, I'm just still appreciating this view. I think I'm going to be up here for a few weeks, just coming up here and standing going, wow, look at that view. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you left it a like. And yeah, I'm going to be doing a part 2 to get that lot down. I'm not sure when I'm going to do that. But for now, I shall see you later. Well, look at that. We've got rainbows and everything now.